Hi, welcome to my channel, and it's Life Talks, the channel that offers everyone an open space where we can have honest and transparent conversations. Today, we're going to be talking about why a woman decides to stay in a relationship. So I chanced on this video where this lady was talking about the fact that, she was done. She didn't want it anymore, and she had given 10 years of relationship, and she was just done. He wanted to do better, but it was a bit too late for that, because 10 years is a long time. So stay tuned, watch this video, and we will come back and talk a bit more about it.
I'm done. 10 years. What's the point?
Your Honor, I came today to do this lie detector test to get it all out in the open.
Then why didn't you get it all out in the open? You all had
Because
time
he's a liar.
to be
He can't help
together.
it.
Okay, I
It's
am
just
looking
in him.
at this. You all are from South Carolina. You came here. You had the time leading up to coming here to divorce court. You had the time last night when you knew that you were going to take a polygraph examination.
It's too easy to lie.
Because I am a liar. But moving forward, I will be better to her, and
No,
I will
thank you.
fight for her.
No, thank you.
And
I don't
I'll
have
do
another
everything
10
that I
years for
can
you.
to be with
No,
her.
thank you.
It won't take
No,
10
thank
years,
you.
I promise you.
Miss Daxon, not for nothing, I wouldn't go down this path. Let me tell you something. The pure definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result.
Yeah. I'm done.
You can see from the video, the woman was done. They were at the divorce court, and obviously she didn't want it anymore. She was tired. She wanted a divorce, and the man was saying, "I'm gonna do better by you. When I leave here, I'm gonna do better by you." My question to this lovely gentleman is, why didn't he do better by her before then? And just like the judge was saying, you knew that you were going to divorce court. You knew that you were going to be asked to do a lie detector test. So why didn't you? Why are you now saying you're going to do better? There are so many times in our lives as women, especially women, where women find themselves in relationships where men are saying, "Oh, I'll do better. I'll do right by you. Just give me another chance. Just give me another chance." And the question is, how many chances do you give before you get to the point where you're like, "I can't do this anymore"? At what point does a woman say to her husband or her partner, "Enough is enough. I'm not doing this anymore"? You could see 10 years in this woman's case. Obviously, she's given 10 years of her life to this relationship. 10 years is a long time for you to do right by someone. 10 years is a long time for you to realize that you're hurting the person, you're breaking them. For you to realize that slowly they're changing from the person that they were, the person that they used to be, the person that you met and you loved. You could see gradually that they're becoming different. So why don't you do better? Why don't you stop? Why does it have to get to a point where she's saying, "I'm sorry, I don't want this relationship anymore"? Why does it have to get to the point where you're actually at the divorce court for you to say, "I want to do better"? We take relationships for granted. We take people that we marry for granted. We take people that come into our life for granted, especially the ones that are fully committed to us and will do anything for us. People that would, sacrifice all that they have to be with us. They would give up on themselves so that we would get. We sometimes assume that those people are desperate, that nobody likes them. Okay, we are the prize. Okay, we are it, and they are just, I don't know, desperate, and you're doing them a favor. Most of the time we assume that we are doing someone a favor when we're dating them. We do not recognize that it's intentionality. They are making that decision on a daily basis to be with us. So 10 years of, lying and cheating and treating them badly, 10 years of neglect, 10 years of not caring about how they feel, how many times they've asked you to do better, do right, help at home, take the trash, help with the ironing, help with laundry, help with the cleaning, and you haven't done. 10 years of them saying, the money you're bringing home is not enough. Could you bring more? And you've prioritized other things, family members, friends, and going out and doing all these sort of things. You've prioritized them over supporting your partner. And it's gotten to a point where she can't do it anymore. And that is when you want to do right. That is a bit too late. That is a bit too late. And this goes both ways, to the man or woman, because there are women whose partners are craving attention. They're craving, you to look at them, to do right by them, to be respectful to them. They're doing the right things by you, and the expectation is that you do right by them, and you're not doing right by them, because again, you see yourself as the prize and you think you're doing them a favor. There shouldn't be any point in a relationship where someone feels as though they're doing another person a favor. Relationships are not intended to be a place where you do favors. You're meant to be with people that you actually love, not people that you're doing them a favor. So 10 years and she's tired. And when a woman is done, when a woman has had enough, when a woman feels that they've given all that they can give and there's nothing else left to give, that is a scary place to be, because there's no going back. There is no going back. There is no, oh, I'm going to change and do all the right things. Because even if you did all the right things, even if you did 110 things right, every day, every single second, they're gone. You've lost that woman. You've lost their heart. You've lost their mind. You've lost everything about them. So at that point where you're wanting to change, it's a bit too late. So you can see that where she finds herself right now, she doesn't want to do it anymore. Even if he did all the right things by her, she doesn't want to do it anymore. And then at that point, the man begins to realize that, oh my God, I've lost something of value, but it's too late. She's grieved you. For a woman to get to this point, she would have gone through the grieving process. She's grieved you already. She's left you already in her house. She's come to the acceptance that this relationship is done. But while she's doing that, you haven't quite caught up, because you're out there thinking everything is normal. Most women would grieve relationships whilst they are still in them. They would when they come to that decision, they will start grieving. So they go through the denial. Those denial processes times are when you're doing something and it's really hurting her, and she's still going like, no, I'm gonna be here, I'm not gonna leave, I'm gonna stay, I'm not gonna leave, I'm gonna stay. And they'll be having this kind of conversation in their head about their relationship, and they would have grieved you even though you're alive. They would have grieved you. They would have come to the point of accepting that this is it. And when they come to, it's surprising that when they come to that point, that is when the man probably thinks, oh gosh, I'm going to do better. But at that point, you've been grieved out. You've been she's gone through all that process and is now at a place where there is nothing you would do that would bring the relationship back, unless, and of course we can't say there is absolutely nothing, because we know that Christians, we know that the Holy Spirit is able to intervene and do his magic, so we know that can happen. But otherwise, majority of the time at that point, that person is almost at a place of no return, and you can't get your marriage back. But then you will lose a good woman. You will lose a mother. The mother of your children, if you have any. You will lose a companion, somebody who will go out of their way to do anything for you. And most of the time, again, when you're with them, you probably think, oh, there is more women like this. No, there isn't. There isn't. There's a lot more women out there. Yes, more beautiful, more poised, more intelligent, rich, whatever, affluent. There's a lot more people with all these body shapes, both natural and unnatural. There's a whole lot out there. So you would think that everybody out there is the same. But everybody out there is not the same. And that of you not recognizing what you've been given, the value that you need to place on that woman that is sacrificing everything for you, when you miss that, when you don't realize that, and she gets to that point, like this woman, where she's completely given up, you won't get her back. And when you go out there, she'll be that one person you'll be looking for in all the women. You'll be looking for someone like her in every woman you meet. And the surprising thing is, you won't. So if you come across this video and you're the partner, be it male or female, and obviously this video is more about the lady being tired of her relationship, so the focus seems to be a bit more on the women. I mean, men, I would say. But if you have a partner, if you're married, if you're in a relationship, long-term relationship, you need to learn to place value on the person that you're with. Because if you don't and they go, you will probably find a lot of fakes. There's a lot of duplicates out there that are actually not the right duplicates. There are a lot of people that are fake. So you would see something, you would think that, oh, this is similar to, but then you go in and you realize that, no, they're so different. So don't wait till your relationship gets to the point where you can't go back and salvage it. Don't wait till your relationship gets to the point where you can't do anything about it. So when you see my video and you know someone who is going through a point like this, and I'll talk about grieving process so that we understand how women or partners can grieve us in relationships. Like sometimes we think grieving is when, the relationship is over and there's a loss. Because she's losing you as a partner. So she's grieving you. So we're going to be talking about the process of grieving so that you understand and probably you can recognize in your relationship if that's happening. Because maybe that's already started happening. Maybe your partner is already somewhere in that process and you might be able to salvage that if you actually recognize that this is happening. To those of you, those of us out there that are not treating our partner right, please treat the person right. If you don't love them anymore, that's also another conversation we're going to have, okay? Because we need to have difficult conversations. We need to get into the habit of having certain difficult conversations. But for today, if you are in a relationship and you can see your partner is so withdrawn, especially with women, when you see a woman so withdrawn from you, and she wasn't like that from the beginning, she was lively, bubbly, she loved you, she was like all over you, and you don't see that anymore. If they go quieter on you, that is a sign that there's trouble. There's fire on the mountain. I pray that you're able to salvage your relationship. I pray that you're able to have those conversations with your partner. And if you are at any point in your relationship where things are sliding to the negative, that you're able to pray together and bring yourself together and have these conversations, because it's essential that we do have these conversations. Ciao.